Hello students, in this video we're going to make some enhancements to a PowerPoint. So let's start by opening up a PowerPoint that I have started, and it's pretty vanilla right now. There's not anything on the slides really, and if we look at them it looks a little bit out of order, so let's use View and go to Slide Sorter. And the alternate way to get down there or to this view is right down here. And we have lunch, dinner, breakfast. Let's move breakfast. So I just click on that slide and drag it up into the right position. Now I can go back to normal view. And the first type of enhancement we want to talk about is transitions. And then the second will be animations. And then we'll put in a picture. We'll add a picture and possibly, depending on the time, add some more. Okay. So transitions have to do with the whole slideshow, each particular slide, and the animations have to do with what's inside of each slide. So to do a transition, let's take a look at transition, and it's going to show an example over here, a preview of it. So let's push it. That's what a push looks like. Wipe, the split, random bars, and again click this down arrow and we have some other choices, and let's look at comb, what that looks like, conveyor. Okay, so we get the idea, and so I'm going to open this up and let's just put a simple swipe into there. Okay, notice that there's a little star right here. That means this slide has a transition added to it. This number 2, there's no star there, nothing is added to it. And 3, there's no transition. So you can add different transitions to different slides just by selecting it and then picking different transitions. But it's not a good idea to have too many in your presentation because that'll distract for the audience, be a distraction. Okay, but what if we wanted to add that same transition to all of them? We can click Apply to All right here, and I think right now, see how I have this selected none? I need to come back over here and maybe do Wipe, then Apply to All, and now all of my slides have little stars next to them. Okay, so that's how easy it is to do a transition. You can time the transitions if you wanted to have your presentation playing for people. You can have it loop, and there's a lot more to it that you can find out on the, just by Googling if there's some particular thing you want to do. But that's just the basics. Let's look at animations now. So I'm on the breakfast slide, and animation has to do with how each line of text might come in. So we'll select. Remember the mantra when you're working on anything, select, then do something. Okay, so I have to have that selected, and then I can, let's look at some examples of fading, fly in, float in, split in, down arrow to get more choices. Let's have it swivel. Okay, so you get the idea. And once we've added an animation, it's got a number on it. So let's do number 2, and we will do a wipe. And let's see, yogurt and fruit. Let's look here, and we can do a bounce in. And then just so you can see, we can do another type, and we'll have it swivel in. Okay, so that's how you put on an animation, and this will come in first, second, third, And so if you select this whole thing and moved it to the top, it now made that into the first one and then second and the third. Okay. All right, so let's look at a picture, adding a picture, and insert is where you're going to find pictures. Go to picture, and you can choose from this device if you have something saved on your computer, stock images if you just want to use something that's within Microsoft, and online pictures if you want to use Google or Bing or some other type of place to search for pictures. So first of all, let's try this device, and I do have some images saved here, so I'll go to, they're saved in downloads, and let's look at quiche. I'm going to insert that, and this part here where it says alt text, you might want to come in here, and this is a picture containing a quiche. And this is used for people who have accessibility issues, vision issues. So if they're reading the PowerPoint, uh, it, it will just read to them. So if they have visual problems, that's a very helpful thing to do. I'm just going to close this window now. And oh, this picture is covering up the text, so we need to make it smaller. And we'll want to drag it from the corner to make it smaller. You do not want to drag from this position here, the top and bottom, or left and right, because it will distort your picture. So there's quiche, and I'm going to take out this part where it says eggs and toast and put in quiche. Okay, and let's add a green smoothie to this. So we'll do insert again, pictures. This time let's look at stock images and see if there's anything on there. Smoothie. Here's a green smoothie. So let's click that and we'll say insert. And again, it's too big. So let's make it smaller. Let's position it where we want it to go. And that looks pretty good. Okay, let's insert one more picture to use the other method. Pictures, and this time let's go on online. And it takes us to Bing, and it might be easy to find a picture here, but let's close this and go over to Google. So we need either yogurt or maybe oatmeal. Let's try some oatmeal. So I'm going to click on Chrome, and I've opened up Google. I actually opened up DuckDuckGo. It's the same thing, so it'll be the same. Oatmeal and raisins. Oops. And we have some different pictures, so let's look at more pictures, images, and we want to look at the license and make sure that we're doing public domain or Creative Commons. And so I'm going to click Creative Commons. And oh, we got cookies. Where's a bowl of oatmeal? Here's a bowl of oatmeal and raisins. Let's change my search and see if I get a better group of pictures. I do. Again, Creative Commons license, so I'm good there. Let's take a look. Quickly, I'm wasting some time here being choosy. But oh, I think I like this one here. And if I'm going to use the picture over and over, I can save it to my drive, or I'm just going to click copy right here, go back to my PowerPoint, go down on my taskbar, and right here there's no place to say insert. So I do a right click with my mouse and I pick this paste option. This time I'm going to pick picture. I'm going to make it smaller and bring it over here. And oh, those look pretty nice, pretty good. Now, if you, the next step, if we want to pause right here, you can pause and open up my file that I've given you, and you can play around with it and do as much as what we did right here, meaning adding a transition, adding some animations, and inserting some pictures. But I'm going to go on the video a little bit further and add a little bit more, so you can wait, or else you can pause right now and practice. So, but let's talk about formatting these pictures. So we can put some frames or borders on these pictures. So I click it, and then I get another option up here called Picture Format. So I'm going to click that, and here's my borders. Do you see how that's changing? Drop down, and then we can look. And sometimes it's nice to put just a little frame on something, or to take the frame off and have it kind of blurred. I particularly like this one right here. It's called Soft Edge Rectangle. Kind of takes the hardness off of it. So I'm going to click that. And on this one here, I'll click this one again because I want it to be similar. And click that. And now I've got these pictures here. And what if I wanted to make this bigger, this font bigger and more readable because it's pretty small? I can pick that and I can jump it up. Okay, now my picture is on top of that, so let's take it down. Or I can take and move this up. So there's some different options that you have on placing these around. Okay, that looks good. So that's how you insert a picture, and then you can format the picture. There's a lot more you can do in formatting. Do you see right now I don't have that format picture up here because I haven't selected a picture, so it's not smart enough to know that's what I want to do. So if I click on a picture, then I have format, and I can add alternate text to it. If you forget to do it when you insert the picture, you can add your alternate text. You can change the color of it and the transparency, and there's artistic effects. Let's just take a look at this. For example, if I wanted to change it up and I got a color scheme I want, there's all these different things you can do. Let's look at color. If I want to make the color a little different, that doesn't look too appetizing anymore, and I say whoops, and so I can click up here to undo, and it changed it right back, or I can use a keystroke called Control Z and it will undo. Okay, so now the next slide, let's click over here, and let's say that we are looking in the insert and we have different shapes that we can add. So I'm going to take shapes, and I'm going to pick something like this crazy star and just drag my mouse, and then I can type right in here, and I can say Love Big Max, and I can select it, and I can go over here to home again, and I can pick the size of that, and now I can make my bigger and move this like that, and that's adding a shape, and you're just typing inside of it. I love Caesar salads, and then delete, 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 delete. And I can also do a shape format up here. Again, I got this particular thing, and I can change the shape fill, the outline, or the effects. So let's take a look at each of these. Fill, let's make it a red. Shape outline, maybe blue. Shape effects, maybe glow. Okay, so you just play around with all those different things. And again, maybe I want to select this text and make it a little bit bigger. There's other ways that you can size the text for all of them if you want. Notice that my shape now is on top of the word, so I want to make sure that it's placed right and you could proofread it. I actually think I'd want to move this up a little bit right there. Okay, so that's inserting the shape. The third thing I would like to show you here how to insert is, first I'm going to make this a little bit bigger to just start off with. 28. I'm going to move it up a little bit closer. And let's see, maybe I want to make what is called an organizational chart. And so it's a little bit easier to start fresh with it rather than to insert it. So I'm going to click right here and I'm going to say Insert, New Slide, Text and Content, add dinner to this, and then now I can go up here to Insert and I can click SmartArt to start to insert a SmartArt graphic, or I can come right here where it says Insert a SmartArt graphic, or a picture, stock image, or a picture, a video. So I'm going to pick SmartArt graphic, and we have all these different types of charts. We have things that are called lists. These are processed like 1, 2, 3. Cycles, if you have like a water cycle or anything you want to describe as in a circular, or we have hierarchy like organizational charts, and relationships, things that go together or far apart to balance something. One thing comes up, like if your oxygen goes down, your hydrogen goes up, those kinds of things, although that's not a very good example, a real life example. Matrix. Oh, so many different things. A seating chart, that type of thing. Okay, so let's come up here and let's go ahead and pick lists. And I'm going to say OK. And now I can either type right here in this placeholder, or I can type over here. And I'm going to close this so you can see what's happening. There's a little arrow right here. I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to say spaghetti and meatballs. And I can click here and I can say pizza. Click here, chicken pot pie. And I'm going to press my enter key, and when I do that I get another slot, tikka masala, and I think I've got a spelling error over on this one here. And so now I have these all set, and click outside of them, and doesn't that look nice? Again, I can pull this up closer to that, and I can make some changes in here. We have SmartArt design, and I can move something up and down. So let's say I want to move this one down, or I move it up. Okay, so I can demote, which means I push it into a smaller slot, or promote, bring it back. And I can change my colors here. Let's try this. That looks pretty darn nice. And again, I don't have a format up here. So if I click inside, then I can format it, and I can change the colors and that kind of thing. So the shape fill, that means what's inside, green. And the outline and the effects, I can make it glow. And if I wanted to change the color of the text, let's see, here I've got just this one part selected. See this, the selection box? I want this bigger one, so I'm going to click over here. Then I can format, and let's make all the lettering. I just don't have everything selected like I should. Okay, so I've changed that, and I could also change the size of these. I'm holding down my control key and selecting all of them so they all change. And let's say we want to make the font bigger. There we go. And again, control, holding the control key allows you to select more than one at a time. That happens in a lot of places, like if you're looking at files and you want to select more than one file, hold your control key down and start clicking on the files. Okay, and so format, and let's use this drop down and let's see the different. This is very unreadable. It makes you feel almost blurry-eyed. You want to pick something that is very, very readable. And I would say this one is the best. Okay, so now let's just take a look at our insert. We've inserted pictures. We've inserted shapes and added text to them. And we've added transitions and animations. And I think that's all I'm going to show us to use right now. Oh, we use SmartArt too. And where did that go? It's right here, SmartArt. We did pictures, shapes, and SmartArt. So now what I'd like you to do is do the online exercise, and I have you open up files and do something, and they're kind of in small pieces, and so that'll help you work with this, with all these different features. So go to your online exercise in Canvas and start that, and I will give you instructions on how to do all these different things. Okay, thank you.